Hi everyone, welcome to Tanks with StewiejP. I'm Stewie, you're not, and either are any of these blokes. This is Randomized. Randomized kicking us off in this Saturday Extravaganza, a Tier 8 Extravaganza, starting with the T69. Now Randomized is going to feature in two of today's replays, one with the T69 and one with the Jagdtiger 8.8, the Tier 8 preferential matchmaking German tank destroyer. But first of all, we're going to start off with the T69. What's the T69, you might ask? Apart from having a pretty groovy name, it's a four-shot American auto-loading medium tank. First shot tracks the Type 59. He fixes his tracks. Second shot damages. Third shot damages. Fourth shot doesn't quite go through. 479 damage. Only two of those shots penetrated him, but for the first one, importantly, tracked the Type 59, which could have given him some more assisted damage had any of his mates shot the premium Tier 8 Chinese medium tank as well. Speaking of premiums, look at the lineup in these two teams. Randomized is about the only normal tech tree tank in the game, just about. On the enemy team, there's a 112 Defender, FV4202, Lorraine Progetto Type 59. There's a couple of normal ones, a couple of Jagdtigers, ELC even 90. Wow, premium tanks all over the place. And you do get that a little bit with Tier 8 gameplay. Anyway, the T69 is, as Randomized throws a few blind shots around. It's a 90mm gun, 240 average damage, 181 penetration. I'm guessing he's possibly regretting those blind shots now, but maybe one or two went in there because that 112 is down considerable, down by about nearly 700 hit points. 240 alpha damage, 181 penetration with armor piercing rounds, which is standard in this bad boy. Heat rounds are premium for 250 penetration, so an extra 69 millimeters of penetration, as the name might suggest. Maybe that's why they called it the T69. Anyway, the score's 3-zip, randomized, locked and loaded, ready to go with four more rounds in the clip. Looking carefully towards the 112 in the south. There's lots of enemy tanks up here. Now this is the Minsk map. No, it's not. It's Stud Ziyanki, the one named after me. Hey, Stud Ziyanki. 3-zip is the score. Some people love this map, some people don't, but a lot of people don't, some people might say. But anyway, the Jagdtiger 8.8 is just up there to the north, but Randomized got his eyes set on the 112, waiting for the gun to aim. Doesn't look like the most accurate gun in the game. The first shot goes through the side of the Chinese Tier 8 preferential matchmaking heavy tank. Speaking of preferential matchmaking, there's a lot of those tanks in this game. Of course, the T69 isn't, but the T69 has just given Randomized his first kill of the game and brought the score back to 5-3. The enemy were having a little bit of a resurgence here. Now, preferential matchmaking tanks, and we'll say more about this later in Randomized Jagdtiger 8.8 game, they can only see one tier above. Of course, the matchmaker has been changed on the Aussie and the Asia server to try to give less 357 matchmaking, but the plus two tiers certainly does still happen, but it won't happen with tanks such as the Jagdtiger 8.8, the 112 who Randomized just killed on the enemy team, the Type 59 who's also been taken out on the enemy team, and I think there's one more, the WZ111 on Randomized's team. All those tanks will only see their own tier and one tier up, rather than two tiers up, which a lot of tanks can. Anyway, the score's 5-3. Randomized in the T69. He's brought up 1,308 hit points of damage. He's loaded and ready to go. Not sure what he's probably looking at the minimap thinking, geez, a lot of tanks up here. They're no longer winning. The score's back to 5-5, 6-5 now as the Charioteer gets taken out in the south. Looking at the south is looking very, very good indeed. There's an 8.8. I don't know what he's a fair way away. The first two shots damaging. The third one tracks him as well. The fourth one picks up the damage. That's 1,000 hit points into that tank destroyer. And that little noise you heard, he is on a mission to do 3,500 hit points of damage into enemy TDs. I don't think there's enough hit points left to finish off that mission. He needs another 2,500 and finds artillery. You know what it's like when artillery gets spotted, everybody aims towards him. There he goes, taken out by the Charioteer. That brings the score up to 9-5. One kill to Randomized in the T69, 2,318 hit points of damage done, 240 damage blocked by armor. The score's 9-6 and is certainly getting ready to rock and roll in this Tier 8 4-shot auto-loading American medium tank. Continues to chip away, this time into the ELC even 90. Did he get stunned there? He did, stunned by the other enemy artillery. 2 shots remaining. First shots damages and tracks the UDES 14.5. That's the Tier 8 Swedish tank. Holding his shot here, waiting for the tracks to be fixed and then hoping to get another track into the Swedish tank. Now he goes unspotted, so you might as well unload that last round because Randomized knows he's going to he will continue to be lit by that Object 252U, the defender to his right. Waiting for that gun to reload again. He wants to finish off that UDES 14-5. The score's 9-6. He bounces a shot there for 460. But brings his block damage up to 460. That was a shot from the ELC even 90. He's loaded now, ready to go. Looking towards the Object 252. He's got premium rounds loaded now because he's out of AP rounds. And with a score on 10-6, he'll be thinking, well, might as well try and get some more dank damage. Puts one into the Jagdtiger 8.8, which is going to help more for that mission. Puts a full clip into the Jagdtiger 8.8, which brings the mission up to 2,000 out of the 3,500 hit points of required damage for that mission. I really don't think that he's got enough. I really don't think there's enough hit points left on the enemy tank destroyers for him to get that mission. Only 109 to go. Might as well finish him, puts him out of his misery, brings his score up to 3,000, make that 4,105. Puts him, doesn't penetrate the defender with that third and fourth shot. Pulls back as he's reloading. 4,105 damage done. 2 kills to randomize. 460 damage blocked by armor. 1,150 assisted damage. That'll be from all those tracking shots that he did. A very good idea if you're going for marks of excellence, or if you're going to try to get your best performance. Tracking shots, which is what randomized is doing very, very well in this replay, will certainly help. Doesn't penetrate the lower plate of the Object 252. The second shot goes through, third shot tracks him, fourth one goes into him, and the WZ111 Chinese heavy tank manages to finish off the defender. That's probably about all she wrote, or is there going to be another... No, the artillery gets taken out by the charioteer over there as randomised reloads. He puts in the chat 4,500 damage. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. And I agree, me old mate. I agree wholeheartedly. Let's have a look at the battle result before we move on to our second game. In this Tier 8 Extravaganza, it was an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge for randomised. In the T69, also the Spotter Medal for all that assisted damage that he did. Bruiser for doing some internal and crew module damage. Fire for effect. He got a bond for the high caliber. And... comfortably topped the score charts with 4,578 hit points of damage. 2 kills and a base score of 1,418 base experience. That's the base score. That's not with the daily double or the premium account multiplier, and that's why I ended up with over 11,000 experience points for that game. But that was with a ×4 event, though, as you can see down there in the bottom of the screen. He fired 32 shots, 25 hit, 20 penetrated. There was some blind firing there as well, don't forget, and 1,723 assisted damage. He made a whopping 17 credits. That's after tax with a premium account, but he ran out of standard rounds, so he had to fire a few heat rounds, and that would have certainly affected the profitability of that Ace Tanker Mastery Badge game. I only went for 7 minutes, but well worth it for a replay to get on board studios in the Tier 8 Extravaganza. Let's move on to our second replay in our Tier 8 Extravaganza. Now, this features CelestiaLudenberg. CelestiaLudenberg, one of the very, very active players from Teal Clan. He's been around for a while now. This time he's in the STA-2. The STA-2 is the... is it the premium tank? The Japanese premium tank? I think it might be. It's a Tier 8 Japanese premium medium tank. You think I would research this kind of stuff before I hit the record button. But don't worry, this game does go for a little while. This isn't a fast and furious replay. This one's going to be all about taking your time and getting things done. Now, CelestiaLudenberg from Teal Clan in the STA-2. It's a Tier 8 premium Japanese medium tank. He's in a bush there. Have a look at that. He's got 2 marks of excellence on this bad boy. Now, look, I've never met the great man. Actually, by the time this video comes out, maybe I will have. If he goes to the Sydney meetup, then maybe I will have met him by the time this video comes out. Kicking back in the bush, trying to do some dank stuff. I'm not sure about that first shot. Got some assisted damage into the T49. That T49 on the minimap over here. It's not where he's aiming his gun. He's aiming his gun at the AMX-30. But that T49 was spotted by CelestiaLudenberg. He got some assisted damage there. And of course, assisted damage always helps with your aces and your marks and all that kind of stuff. It's what some people tend to maybe not forget, but dismiss the idea that assisted damage can help with aces and with marks of excellence and all that kind of jazz, because they might have it in their head that sitting on red lines is a good idea. Not CelestiaLudenberg, though. He's just kicking back here, waiting to see an opportunity. He's clearly looking at the mini-map. There's lots of heavy tanks in the Sand River. Fires onto the AMX-30 for 252 damage. Now, the STA-2 it's a tank that it is it available from Frontlines? I think it might be, and it was available from another promotion a while ago, or maybe who knows. Anyway, it's not regarded as the best tier 8 medium tank, but if you're good at it, you'll get some marks of excellence on your gun barrel, like CelestiaLudenberg from Teal. Let's have a look at the gun. The gun is a 90mm gun, 240 damage, 212 penetration. That's with standard ammunition, 275 with the heat rounds. Now, Celestia's got the I always call it origami, the onigiri as the premium consumable. That's going to help all his crew skills and perks, which will help his aim time, his reload time, his camouflage, his view range, all that kind of jazz. I know I'll talk about that a little bit. The score's 1-1, and he's off to a little bit of a slow start, but he's just showing that sometimes patience can be a virtue. Let's have a look at those marks. It looks fair. They look pretty good, the Japanese marks, like red flags. Anyway, 1-1 is the score. Is he on a mission? He's on a mission to do damage 15 times. That's for the Object 260, and 5 kills will help that. Will help that as well. Look, I don't want to give too much away. Do you reckon he'll get the mission? I reckon he'll get part of it. Anyway, we're on Sand River. The score's 1-1. CelestiaLudenberg from Teal playing in this tier 9 game. His teammates are getting farmed a little bit. The IS-3A, who was up there not too far from where Celestia was, looked like he was taking a lot of unnecessary damage. And CelestiaLudenberg, looking at the enemy IS-3A, he's behind a bit of sand there, a bit of dirt, decides against trying to shoot through that big pile of dirt. That'd be silly, wouldn't it? 2-3 is the score. Let's just quicken up this replay just for a little bit. It looks like he's going to be relocating. Looking at the minimap thinking, what are we going to do here? Like I said, this game does go for a little while, but patience is a virtue. We'll quicken it up so we can see what happens. There is he's looking closely towards the Carnarvon. That Carnarvon, like a Banshee, that's not a bad in-game name. Looks like he's going to poke out from between those buildings. I'm pretty confident that shot would have went through. He just went unspotted as Celestia poked over, or as Celestia went to fire his gun. There's the IS-3A, doesn't manage to penetrate him the first time. Looking for the weak spot, I've got one of these tanks, but can't say I'm an expert at it. I certainly haven't played many games in the thing. I would imagine. Looks that he was aiming at the Carnarvon and he hits the STA-2. It doesn't look like the most accurate gun in the world, certainly, and I reckon that's what we're thinking. It looks like it should be a little bit more accurate. 2-5's the score. And I don't know what I'm trying to say by saying it looks like it should be accurate. It's a tank that's not the slowest tank in the world, and it certainly has no armor whatsoever. You can penetrate it with anything, almost at any angle as well. It's one of those things. So normally when a tank's like that, it'll have other things going for it. There you go. What did I say? What did I say? Don't rely on the armour. And he blocks a shot from the Carnarvon. All right, there we go. Make a liar out of me. Shoots the AMX-30 for another 235 hit points. Brings his damage up to 960. It is regarded as a pretty soft target, though, the STA-2. I know when I see one, I never worry about not being able to penetrate them. They're generally pretty easy to penetrate. Looking at the minimap, Celestia's team are going on an absolute rampage in the north, but the south, which is where the objective is, the south or the southeast, it looks like it's getting absolutely hammered, but Celestia's not giving up. He's just chipping away at these enemy tanks. He knows it's his job to kill a few of these bad boys. He's starting with the enemy STA-2, but bringing him down to around about half hit points. 5-7's a score. They're only down by 2 tanks. Don't give up when you're down by 2 tanks. Like Celestia won't give up, that's for sure. There's a Super Pershing. That's a preferential matchmaking premium American medium tank. The first shot misses altogether. It looks like he's going for it. Where's he going to shoot? Top of the turret, no problems. Takes him down to 189 hit points. That's a one shot for the STA-2. Looking for the kill shot now. Looking for maybe the turret ring. No, the Udes 14-15 gets a kill, and that allows CelestiaLudenberg to turn his attention back to all these tanks in the southeast corner. 6-7 the score now on Sand River. His teammates are coming back. Looking at the minimap, all his teammates are coming back over here in the central eastern part of this map, and so Celestia will be thinking, well, I'll hopefully be able to get some pretty groovy spotting damage and be able to work on that third mark of excellence. Let's see what I mean about not accurate. It just doesn't feel like a very accurate gun. Normally an inaccurate gun is sort of balanced by lots of armor or a high alpha damage gun, but not this one. The STA-2. I'm no expert in this tank, but look, I've got one in the garage. I think it looks good. It's aesthetically pleasing, but yeah, generally regarded as not the best. Maybe it'll get a buff soon, who knows. The score's 7-8, the enemy team's capping. It's a Batchat 12T sitting on the cap. CelestiaLudenberg from Teal Tank. He's got 19 rounds remaining plus 5 HE shells. this might come into play without giving too much away. 7.5 minutes left on the clock. Looks like he's going to go around for a bit of a dank flanking manoeuvre. The ELC even 90 is on board. Is coming to play as well. He's turning around. He finds the Type 4 heavy tank. Shoots him once, doesn't penetrate. I think the Type 4 just fired as well. Switches to the heat rounds. He's got 9 heat shells remaining. And I reckon he'll need most of them to get through the remaining 1,100 hit points on the Type 4. Hoping that his teammates can come and help him. That's an Aussie. We like to see that. Aussie flags on turrets. We love to see that. We see that all day long. Somebody must have helped, but CelestiaLudenberg from Teal Clan picks up his first kill, gets rid of the Type 4 heavy tank. A very, very strong tank, I guess you could say, especially when it's top tier. A good one to get rid of. Anyway, the score's 9-8. Celestia's lost a little bit of hit points. 655 hit points left on his tank. The Tier 8 premium Japanese medium tank, the STA-2. Sitting back here. I think he's just sitting back here to take a breath. I'll do the same. Celestia looks towards the AMX-30. 6 standard rounds remaining. 7 premium rounds remaining. 5 HE rounds remaining. 4 enemy tanks remaining. Probably feeling pretty comfortable at this stage. However, the AMX-30, who is a long way from his friends, is the kind of tank that could possibly, looking at what's left on both teams, it's the kind of tank that could possibly carry this one. He shoots down a building, hoping to get a shot into the side of the Centurion 5-1. That's the Aussie tank, the Tier 8 premium British medium tank on 767 hit points. There's all these. He's thinking, well, maybe he should change to HE to knock down those buildings. Who knows? He's possibly thinking about it. He's only got 5 standard rounds remaining. Shoots the building to knock it down, sees the turret, but of course the Centurion 5-1 just moves around behind a little bit of cover. With a score on 11-9, CelestiaLudenberg, I can't pronounce it, from Teal Clan in the STA-2, 2,972 hit points of damage, 280 damage blocked by armor, 970 assisted damage, and somebody on his blacklist is complaining in the chat. I can't see who's on the blacklist, but anyway, there's a Jagdtiger, finds a Jagdtiger, shoots him in the side, goes for a tracking shot, doesn't quite get the tracking shot. Jagdtiger looking Celestia's way now. 11-11's the score as the 705 and another tank gets taken out and evening it up again. He just got his mission. This is the mission for the Optic 260, medium tank number 2, who needs to get 15 damaging shots. He won't get will he get it with honours? You have to kill all remaining tanks to get it with honours. Now he can't do that. The AMX-30 goes down to the WZ111-4. A good tank to get rid of. 12-12 is the score. A little bit of banter happening in the chat. CelestiaLudenberg from Teal in the STA-2. The in-game name that I keep tripping over is it's down to 12-12. He sees the side of the Jag, shoots him once. That was the last standard round remaining. Now he's got 7 premium rounds and 5 HE rounds. Looks like he's considering a bit of possibly a dank flanking manoeuvre. Let's have a look. Let's quicken it up. Looks like he's going to join the ELC even 90. Get the hell out of dodge. He's aiming roughly towards the enemy tanks. Fires blindly, not blindly. Fires clutch towards the JP2. Shoots him once for 243 hit points, and now is going for. I reckon he's going for a bit of a flanking manoeuvre here. He's got 655 hit points left. The Centurion 5-1 gets taken out by the ELC. Shoots the JP2, takes him down to 677 hit points. And all of a sudden, his ammunition is looking a little bit concerning. The Jagdtiger and the JP2, the 2 remaining tanks left on the enemy team, they're not the kind of tanks you would normally shoot with high explosive rounds. And he's just put into the chat that he's only got 4, now he's only got 3 heat rounds remaining and 5 HE. Looking for the side of the JP2, fires blindly, gets him and sets him on fire. He doesn't burn all the way to the end. He's down to 40 hit points. He switches to HE because he wants to save his 2 remaining premium rounds, the 2 heat rounds, for a rainy day. Shoots the building, hoping to get rid of the building and then get a shot on the JP2, but there's another side to that building. Is the ELC even 90 looking that way? Who knows? The UDES 16 suggests maybe to cap. There's only 2 minutes left on the timer. Shoots the building again. with another HE round. 5 rounds remaining. 13-13 is the score. The Udes starts pinging the cap. I'm not sure if that's the guy he was talking about on his blacklist. Who knows? CelestiaLudenberg from Teal in the STA-2, the Tier 8 premium Japanese medium tank, going to look for these tank destroyers. There's the JP2 again on 40 hit points. Aims, gets him for 26. You're joking, Wargaming. You'd be furious. And of course, the Jagdtiger is on 729. Shoots again. Now he's only got 3 rounds remaining. That's not enough. That's not enough to get rid of the Jagdtiger. It's a 240 alpha damage gun. So if he gets 2 penetrating shots, that's 480. The Jagdtiger is he's on about 700. What's he going to do? Hopefully the ELC even 90 gets on board and starts shooting stuff. There's the JP2 on 14 hit points. He gets spotted. He's got an HE round loaded. He needs to save those 2 heat rounds. He knows that it's not accurate. He gets the kill. That's his second kill of this game. And now, of course, the Jagdtiger on 729 is certainly looking his way. Only 1 round remaining. Gets behind the ridge. ELC even 90, you're going to have to come and play here. Hopefully the Jagdtiger, with a minute left on the clock, is aiming CelestiaLudenberg's way, and the ELC can put a clip into the back of the Tier 9 German tank destroyer. There you go. The ELC shoots him once, takes him down to 261 hit points. Shoots him again, takes him down to 64. This one's got a pen. It's his last. This is for a Fadens. Is he going to get it? He does. He shoots him and kills him with the last ammunition, with the last round remaining. Puts in the chat, Fadens, LMAO. 3 kills to CelestiaLudenberg from Teal Clan in that STA-2. How the hell did he do that? I don't know how the hell he did that. You don't know how he did it. Well, we saw how he did it. He did it by putting his carry pants on and never, ever giving up. Let's have a look at the results. It was an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge surprise for CelestiaLudenberg from Teal Clan. Bruiser for doing some module damage. Fire for effect. 9 bonds. The Fadens medal for killing the last enemy tank in the battle with the last shell remaining in the gun. That's you don't see that every day. The Lava Slayhose medal, I guess that's how you say it, for killing a couple of TDs of higher tier, high caliber, for doing more than anybody else did. More than anybody else did. He absolutely carried that one with 5,131 hit points of damage, 3 kills, 16-13 base experience. He fired 50 shots. That's how many bullets it carries. 50 shots, 30 hit, 22 pen. There were a few shots that were blind. There were a few shots that didn't seem to go anywhere near where he was aiming. And of course, there were a few shots that he was knocking down buildings with. So don't be too concerned about those figures. A little bit of assisted damage, 130,000 credits. That's after tax with a premium account in that game that went for 30 seconds less than the maximum time allowed in a game. 130,000 credits with boosters. Probably clan boosters, personal reserves, battle payments, all that kind of stuff. An unintentional Fadens medal. That's not a bad way to entitle that replay. CelestiaLudenberg from Teal, you absolute legend. That was absolutely huge. And we've still got two games remaining. This is Panzer Burner. Panzer Burner in the Emil 2 on the same map. Emil 2 got a buff not too long ago. This patch 1.5. The Emil 2 got a buff. It's a Tier 9. I thought this was a Tier 8 Extravaganza. Oh, well, the show must go on, folks. The show must go on. The Emil 2 got a buff with patch 1.5. We saw some Grandwagon brilliance not too long ago. A few videos ago. The Emil 2 got a buff, and of course it got a buff. The gun's a lot better. I think the gun is much better. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think it was reduced from 4 to 3 rounds, but the reload time has been vastly improved, and it really does increase your DPM and increase your ability to carry a game. Panzer Burner from Envy Clan in the Emil 2. I thought it was going to be a Tier 8 Extravaganza. I misread the title, the link that I renamed this one, but the show must go on, folks. The Tier 8 Extravaganza with a surprise. That's what we're going to call this one. 1 zips a score, and Panzer Burner is already up to 2,255 hit points of damage. We might have missed the first bit, but it doesn't matter, because have a look at this bloke carry the hell out of this game. He's gone for the heat rounds. Now, the heat rounds are premium ammunition in this bad boy. 120mm gun, 440 damage, 300 penetration. 252 with APCR, which is standard on this tank. The score's 2-zip. The IS-3 and the standard B have both been killed. Panzer Burner already done 3,000 hit points of damage. His Having a great time in this auto loading, and it even looks good. He's got a mark of excellence on the bad boy. Have a look at it. It looks pretty cool. It's look, it's a line I thoroughly recommend, especially after the buff. So I did that line, the Swedish heavy line, when it first came out, but and I didn't find it too bad at all. But now, of course, it's been improved even more. Okay, let's have a look. He's looking there towards the E50. Doesn't get to do it. Needs to kill six tanks for this mission. What about the other one? Get some medals. Who knows? He might get these medals. He might turn into an absolute ripper. 5-2's the score. Panzer Burner up to 3,500 damage done as he waits for the gun to reload. 6-2 is the score on Sand River. This is an encounter battle. If you've got encounter battle turned off, then you probably don't see this very often. Encounter battles where there's only one objective, but it takes a hell of a lot longer to cap it. So whoever caps it or kills all the enemy tanks wins the game. It's pretty simple. Still a 15-minute game, unlike Attack Defense, which is a 10-minute game. And if the team defending is still alive at the end, well, they win pretty much. Anyway, 7-2's a game, 3,500 damage done. Panzer Burner from Envy in the Emil 2, the Tier 9. I thought it was a Tier 8. The Tier 9. Misread the link, but the show must go on. It's an extravaganza. Tier 8 extravaganza with a bonus. We'll quicken this up. He's just sort of sitting here thinking, well, what am I going to do here? Just considering his options, I'll do the same. The EBR 90 in the south rolls over the cap, and Panzer Burner looking towards that T68 prototype, thinking that'll be a nice target. He's probably thinking if I can flank this guy, I'll be able to have a great time. Finds a 50 TPPR. That's the Polish premium Tier 8 heavy tank. Blind fires towards it. Now, he's no longer lit. You can still do damage when you can't see the tank. You can still do damage if you hit it, just like in real life, I guess. 7-2 is the score. Panzer Burner up to 3,500 damage so far. A whisker of assisted damage as well. He's in the Emil 2, the Tier 9 Swedish heavy tank, not the Tier 8. Never mind, the show must go on. 7-2 the score, 3,500 damage done. Bounces the Ferdinand, sees artillery, stops, aims, shoots with, wow, goes out of sniper mode and shoots because people are shooting at him. He needs to get into cover, gets the kill on the Batchat 1555555, which is the Tier 9 non-auto loading French artillery. Gets behind these buildings. It looks like he was considering going for premium ammunition, but changed his mind probably when he realised there was only one premium round left. He did get stunned, but he used his repair kit, his first aid kit, I should say, to fix himself up. And he's being very, very brave here. He's on 574 hit points, but he's winning 9-4. But he's thinking, well, if I can get up here under this ridgeline, I can spot these enemy attacks and turn this epic game of 4,000 hit points into something even better. Goes for the tracking shot on the prototype, shoots it, tracks him. Did he get assisted damage then? He did. Looks like the prototype fixed his tracks and then continued to roll forward. But it doesn't matter because Panzer Burner put a big APCR round into the lower plate of the Tier 8 American turreted tank destroyer and sent him straight back to the garage. 10-4 the score on Sand River. This is the second last replay in today's epic. Not epic extravaganza, Tier 8 extravaganza with a difference. The Tier 8 extravaganza with a difference. Bit of a googly, you might call that one a googly. Who knows? 10-4 the score. Panzer Burner from Envy on 2 kills. 4,850 hit points of damage. Looks at the Ferdinand and says, easy. Looks at the Squiv and says, thank you very much. I'll just take one shot. I'll take another one if that's okay with you. And that brings his score up to 4 kills, 5,364 damage, not counting those blind shots. How are those missions looking? 6 kills is one of his missions for the Object 260. The Excalibur is to get these epic rewards. We know he's going to get some epic rewards. He's already got 4 of them. We know there's going to be epic rewards in this one. And what are epic rewards? They're the rewards on the right-hand side of the result screen. So we won't know about that mission until we get to the end. 13-5 on Sand River. 4 kills to Panzer Burner from Envy Clan. He's in the Emil 2, the Tier 8 auto-loading Swedish heavy tank, looking at the MKR, the My Kitchen Rules, the Korea pattern it is. Shoots him twice. Is he going to get another kill? He should. There he goes, 5 kills, and all of a sudden, a Top Gun is not out of the question. 5 kills to Panzer Burner from Envy. In the Emil 2, the TS5 is kicking back here on the tank destroying perch on Sand River. He would dearly love to get this kill. He's got down to 600, down to 400 hit points. Really be able to get the kill. He's poking, he's trying to tempt the TS. He's aiming in the right position. Aim, shoots him and kills him for the top gun. And of course, that top gun was one of his missions. He's just grabbed it. The Object 2 Mystic 260 mission, no problems whatsoever. 15-5, and he clinched that top gun from right at the end when he needed to. And that's what you got to do. You've got to get these missions. You got to go for these big ballsy actions, and that was pretty ballsy for sure. Panzer Burner from Envy Clan in the Emil 2 after the buff, the tier 9. So it's a tier 8 extravaganza with a difference. It's an Ace Dagger Mastery Badge, Bruiser Medal, Duelist, Fire for Effect, Bonds, got the high caliber for doing the most damage, and the Top Gun. They're the two epic medals that you needed for the Excalibur missions, I think it was, and of course the Object 260 mission was to get 6 kills. So he sort of got 2 missions in one game, and that is absolutely fantastic. Let's have a look at the page 2. 6,614 hit points of damage, 6 kills, 1463 base experience. He fired 24 shots, 19 hit, 18 penetrated. It says a lot about the gun handling of the Emil 2 and the whole Cranwagen line. With the 1.4 buffs, 1.5 buffs, I should say. Maybe I'll start playing with a cranny a little bit more. 1,128 assisted damage. And whoops, wrong one. He even made some credits there, 6,176 credits. With the premium account in that 8-minute game, massive game, Panzer Burner. Thank you very much as we move on to our 4th and final replay in today's Tier 8 Extravaganza with a difference. It's randomized again, this time in the Jagdtiger 8.8. Now, we mentioned preferential matchmaking earlier, and while he's going up the hill on Malinovka, we can talk a little bit about preferential matchmaking. Any preferential matchmaking tank will only see their own tier and one tier higher. And the Jagdtiger 8.8 is one of them. Now, there are some that will only see their own tier, such as the V2, which is that's a tier 4 heavy tank, a German one, which, it's a favourite amongst stat padders. Any tier 3 tank in the whole game now has preferential matchmaking, i.e. will only see one tier higher. That's for tier 1, 2 and 3. That's just something to make new players feel that they're not so overwhelmed, I guess. But at the higher tiers, the Jagdtiger 8.8's got it, the Type 59, the Super Pershing, IS-6, IS-6B as well, I guess, WZ111, the Alpine Tiger, the list goes on. There's quite a few of them, and there's quite a few of them at all levels. There's tier 5s and 6s that have got it. You name it, they've got, and they will only see one tier higher. And there's generally a reason for that. There'll be something in the tank which is lacking. Generally, it's either penetration or the gun itself. KB5 is another one. The FCM 50 ton is another one. The T34-3 is another one. The 112, which we saw in the other game, and that's just at tier 8. The list for the ones at lower tiers is endless. Anyway, randomized has found the enemy now. It's finally got to the top of the hill in Malinovka. It is Malinovka, isn't it? Of course it is. Let's have a look at his missions. He's on a mission to do 8,000 damage and 6 kills for the TD15. I don't think he's going to do that one. He's on a mission to block. Maybe this won't be all about the. This one won't be all about the missions. Let's just see how he carries this game. Now the Jagdtiger 8.8, you can see it's got a fast firing gun. Didn't realise it was that fast firing. He's up to 746 damage already. Shooting the Black Prince though with standard rounds. Artillery cleans up the tier 7 British heavy tank, and that brings the score up to 3-1. What about the gun, Stewie? It's an 88mm, 240 alpha damage, 212 penetration with standard rounds, which is AP. APCR, which is premium, will give you 230% penetration. Now, would I recommend this tank? I don't know. I've never played it. Maybe I'll buy one and try. I don't think it's regarded as an awesome tank as far as clan wars and all that kind of stuff goes, but it's got good front. It might be slow and sluggish. It does have good frontal armor. You can see he's blocked a few of those shots. Didn't block the shot from the Scriv, but the Scriv's a high penetrating tier 8 tank destroyer. Now, the Jagdtiger 8.8 looks like the Jagdtiger at tier 9 on the tech tree. And you can see there how many marks of excellence are on that tank. Is that 2 or 3? I can't quite tell with the German ones. I'm sure somebody will let me know. The Panther shoots the Panther for 235 hit points. Brings his damage up to 1,641. He's got 1,360 assisted damage as well. And I love how randomized puts these Aussie flags on the side of his German tanks. They just look fantastic. The score's 5-2. The score's 5-2, is looking down towards the south where the enemy team are most likely camping. This one is in the 8.8 Pack 43, the Jagdtiger, the Tier 8 preferential matchmaking German tank destroyer, the one without a turret. But normally when people are looking at German tank destroyers, they normally look at the E25, which is shooting randomized now. And he is blocking most of his shots. He's blocked 1,100. Maybe he will block 3,000 for that mission. I really don't think he will. But yeah, you never know. Normally when people look at German premium tanks for tank destroyers, they normally look at the Scorpion or the Scorpion G, which are both the same tank, just with a different paint job, or the E25. They're the two that I guess are the most sought after. The Jagdtiger 8.8, I think it's still in the check tree. It used to be. Maybe it's something I'll consider next. I'll spend that gold on something. There's the E25 running away like a scared little baby. 8-4's the score now, randomised on 1 kill, 2,134 damage. You can see the Lorraine 40 ton. Now the enemy team, I wouldn't say they're doing him a favour, but he's putting his tank in the right position to be able to just smash out the damage into the enemy team. He's done 2,397 hit points. He's down to 461. So even though it looks like he is from a little bit of a distance, he is getting spotted and fired at. So he probably needs to consider. Well, don't go too far forward. Imagine that. That'll be a different kind of video. 461 hit points left on the Jagdtiger 8.8, the preferential matchmaking Tier 8 premium German tank destroyer. No idea where that shot went to the 143, but of course the fast-firing nature of this tank means he'll be able to shoot again straight away. Shoots the what was that? The T43, I don't know, that's that Tier 7 Russian medium, I guess, and he continues to shoot in the general direction of where he was. He did get some of those blind shots, definitely paid off, and of course he gets the kill, which is his second kill, brings his damage up to over 2,500, not counting the blind shots, 1,550 damage blocked, 1,360 assisted damage. A Tier 8 extravaganza with a difference. This is randomised in the Jagdtiger 8.8. Oh, look out, don't be careful, he'll be right, he'll be fine. Charging now, let's see how fast this tank can go as we wind up today's video. He's flying towards the enemy team, finds artillery, shoots him, and the UDES 13 puts him out of his misery. The Lorraine 40 ton kills the Tiger P. There's another Artie, no problems. I'll just grab another kill if that's okay. That's his third kill for this game. The Stewardess 1 premium Tier 8 Swedish tank destroyer sitting there. Look at him, he's not looking too happy at all. He gives randomised his fourth kill, and that makes the score 13-7. So the result is a foregone conclusion. Randomised charging in for looking for the Lorraine. We'll get the Lorraine first if that's all right. That's what I'd be looking at anyway. There's a 1375, not bothering to retreat. The UDES 45 going for a ram kill, doesn't quite pull it off. Randomised shoots and kills the AMX 1375. Doesn't get the top gun to kill the Lorraine, but he did a pretty good job. Did a pretty good job in the Jagdtiger 8.8. That's a premium German tank destroyer. As we have another look at the result and see how it went, I think you'll be surprised. He aced that one, no problems whatsoever. Surprised in the way he picked up the steel wall and the high caliber. You also got the Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, Bruiser, Fighter, Fire for Effect, Shell Proof. He got some bonds and he topped the score charts with 3,843 hit points of damage. 3,843. So one or two of those blind shots certainly went through. He got 5 kills, 1,414 base experience. He fired 38 shots, 31 hits, 17 went through. 1,685 damage blocked by armour. That gave him the steel wall. 1,529 assisted damage. And he even made nearly 83,000 credits. That's after tax with a premium account in that 6.5 minute game. Once again, thank you very much for the replays. Randomised in the Jagdtiger 8.8. Pack 43 preferential matchmaking German tank destroyer, as well as kicking us off in the T69, the dinner for two, Tier 8 auto-loading American heavy tank. Don't forget to check out Randomised on Twitch. He's a Twitch streamer as well. Link will be down below in the comments with all the other stuff that I put there. CelestiaLudenberg, you're beauty. That Faden's medal was absolutely fantastic. And my old mate Panzer Burner, making this Tier 8 extravaganza a little bit different. And these tanks that have got similar names. Apologies. But anyway, happy days. Thanks again for the replays, everyone. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care and see you all next time. Yeah, I know I stuffed it up. I know. You get that. But I'm not starting it again. I got to go to work. Thanks again. Yeah, what do you think of the new haircut? Hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully it doesn't make people go, what the hell happened over there? Once again, think about pushing the follow button, the subscribe button, all that kind of jazz. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Discord. Links are all down there. Check out Randomized as well. This has been a Saturday extravaganza with a difference. Tier 8 extravaganza +1. Thanks again. And I hope everybody recovered well from Sydney. I reckon the head will be getting just okay around about now. Thanks, and see you all next time. Can't wait for the next one. Ciao for now.